I mean, maybe.
It's just rimmed the spiciest devil.
It's good, but I just keep lapping up the tiniest amount, like a delicate puppy.
Mm-hmm. I almost want to, like, just drink it right now with you guys, but
Are you just going to slam it?
I also have to do an episode, and I don't feel like it's smart for me to be like during the whole episode.
I don't know. I think we all need to do a couple shots of this hot pot pepper vodka.
I'll die.
And see what happens.
I am too Caucasian for any of that noise. I cannot.
I'm good.
Which sucks because I love spicy food, but my medication is just like, nah, which I feel is like a very entitled white person way to be like dipping out of spicy food.
Anyway, speaking of violent food, this is Blank Bodies, a Vampire the Masquerade podcast. Sometimes horror and other shit, too.
No, it's a vampire cooking podcast now, motherfuckers.
I mean, kinda. I'm Hunter, by the way. I'm joined by...
Oh, shit, we almost went out of order. This is John.
Yes, and I am Sarah.
Order.
Yes, we've had an order.
I suppose, but, like, we're joined, as always, by the Lorebot.
James.
We're talking about violent food.
Or sometimes violence toward food.
Yeah, we're talking about feeding. We were doing the Predator Types episode, and I had made notes about feeding, and then we looked at it and realized this is just a whole separate episode, and Sarah had to cut it. So that's what this is. Hi!
Extra content for free.
Too much research going into things. Yeah, so feeding on blood is something kind of unique to vampires specifically. That's kind of their whole shtick as a monster, other than, undeath and gay. But, that's fine.
Vampires are gay?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. A lot of the times.
Sometimes they're just soft straight.
God made 3/4 of a gay person and then didn't flip the last switch.
Oh, John Mulaney?
Actually, most of my friends.
How do you explain Hunter?
3/4 of a gay person, then God didn't flip the last switch, so he just came out straight.
What's up?
So, same thing. 3/4 of a
Sarah
gay man.
once looked at me and said, I think that you're one of the straightest eccentric men in Indianapolis.
Pretty much, yeah.
I said, cool.
Yeah, because, every time you visited me at my day job, the gays are like, is he single? And I'm like, he is very straight. Like, he's painfully straight, guys. I do not know what to tell you, and I am sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry, but if you tell him he's pretty, he'll like it.
Oh, yeah, no,
That's true.
you can give him cocaine and tell him he's pretty, but, like, nothing's happening.
I don't do cocaine. Hold on.
No, I know.
I mean, you can give it to me. I'll take it. I just won't
That's
do
kind of
anything with it.
Yeah,
I'll put it in a box and be like, well, I got some coke if I
have
ever
this
decide
now.
it.
Yeah, I was about to say, my processors are going like, he doesn't do cocaine. Is he going to sell cocaine?
Yeah.
Cocaine's the worst drug. I did it once, and it made me feel like I took my ADD meds.
That sounds awful.
That's because
Yeah.
your ADD meds are cocaine.
Yeah. Yeah. Hunter, that's why, like, I feel like caffeine and shit doesn't work on us because everyone else is like, I'm awake, and we're just like, I am here.
I exist.
It was the
This is a resting
worst
position.
birthday present I've ever been given. It's like, here you go.
Here you go,
Happy
buddy.
birthday. Have some of this. It's like, ooh, I feel like I'm about to go to school.
That's awful. I'm so sorry that happened to you. But yeah, so with feeding on the blood being such a unique aspect of vampires and a major mechanic of the game, we figured we would jump into it and figure out what the fuck all this means and why it's important and, how to handle it responsibly in your game because there's some tone and theming that comes with feeding.
Ooh.
Yeah, some of them are vanilla. Some of them are very spicy.
Some of it's a little spicy. So, in Vampire the Masquerade...
Like this pepper
It
vodka.
is. It is spicy like that pepper vodka.
Boom, bringing it back.
Yeah. But yeah, in Vampire the Masquerade, a lot of the lore and mechanics are based off of Western canon vampire mythos. So there is some stuff from other places, but mostly it focuses on European myth stuff. So that's what we're focusing on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
And if it comes up with other stuff later, I'll read that later.
Yay.
Yay! Many of the clan's aspects and flaws are based around the ideas of how vampires function, and a lot of these come from the fact that we, for many, many, many centuries and millennia, did not understand how disease and decomposition worked.
Yeah, it's what happens when the church says you can't open up that body to figure out how it works.
Yeah.
I watched a terrifying video recently. It's if I could remember who it was, I would recommend it. But it was just about the American vampire scare.
If it's the same video that I'm going to recommend to this, I'm going to laugh.
It might be.
It might be the same video.
Okay, well,
But
we'll
continue
get to
on.
that.
But yeah, so you get what was called wasting diseases back in the day, and we now know it as tuberculosis.
Have I told you guys that I had tuberculosis? I think
No.
I have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you didn't document not having it, so now you can't get blood.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, I was gonna say, I forgot you had like an Oregon Trail disease.
It's true. I was like 8. Hold on, I was 9. I was like 9 or 10, and I had tuberculosis. I had to get tested for school, and then the patch test showed up positive. So then they patch tested my other arm, and it showed up positive. So then they X-rayed my chest, and they were like, "Oh fuck, put a mask on him." And
This kid's gonna kill other kids.
So I had tuberculosis, and I got treated. I took at the time they were probably normal size, but at the time they seemed fucking huge. Antibiotics every day for like 2 weeks. I wasn't allowed to like barely leave my room. I'm alive.
Yeah.
Did
But
they
yeah,
ever
I'm not
figure
allowed
out
to-
how the fuck you got
Who
tuberculosis?
knows? Yeah, no way. I was the school crossing guard. That's where I got that crossing guard badge that I wear.
Oh, okay.
Stole it.
They gave that to you because you had tuberculosis.
No, I was a crossing guard, and I think we think that possibly I got it while being a crossing guard because nobody at my school had it other than me.
Just standing out in the cold the whole time.
Well, possibly someone like driving past and cough out their window kind of thing.
Yeah.
I often cough on kids when I drive by them, so that's a high possibility.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, but yeah, I'm not allowed to donate blood now because I don't. The doctor's office I went to shut down, and I don't know how to get my records at this point because it was so long ago, and they're gone. Like I think parts of the hospital are even shut down.
Oh.
So yeah, I don't have documentation that I was treated for tuberculosis, so they won't let me donate blood, which is weird because you think I might be dead by now.
Right.
Does that explain why you look so corpse-like?
Hey, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm still rotting away from tuberculosis
Oh
almost
my
30 years
God.
later.
Yeah.
This guy might have a theory
I was about to
about
say,
the vampires.
Are you a plague marine over there?
Yeah. But yeah, it was commonly viewed in various parts of Europe that when there was a breakout of tuberculosis, because basically it is a wasting disease, so you just kind of shrivel up and then die. It sucks. It's a bad way to go. So people were just like, yeah, clearly the corpses of our near relatives have come out of the grave and are supping on us in our sleep. And that's why we're...
Not that we didn't figure out you need to bury them 6 feet deep.
Oh
and they
no,
can
yeah,
come back up.
that's why you get corpses being buried like vertical as opposed to horizontal, or like a brick in the mouth, and all sorts of doofy shit. It's really interesting, but this is what
I
happens.
like the brick in the mouth.
Yeah,
Like the vampire crawls itself out of the fucking 6 feet of dirt, but that brick in the mouth can't do anything. Can't bite you.
It can't figure out.
bodies rot in weird ways sometimes, and people didn't fucking understand that, and they're like, oh my god, this corpse has been dead for so long, it's still full of fresh blood. I'm like, well, you buried them right before winter, and that's just nature's refrigerator, so yeah.
Or different climates, or
Or,
we threw this in the ground right away versus we had a wake where they stayed above ground for a week.
Yeah, and it's just one of those like, it's a lot of things that are like, things that we use and kind of take for granted in our little vampire silly games. You're just like, it's just because people didn't understand that sometimes flesh just becomes soap. Yeah.
I like soap.
Yeah, I do too. I don't want corpse soap. I'm good. But yeah, sometimes you bury somebody, they become dirt. Sometimes you bury somebody and they become a soap mummy.
I've never had corpse soap. I've had corpse wax before.
Yeah.
And that was awful.
Like when you say you had it.
On my hands.
Oh, okay. That was such a vague verb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
sorry.
you got a Trisket,
Like,
corpse wax on it.
did you partake of, or did you just have it in a box on a shelf?
I found it on my body.
Doing what?
Hanging out.
All right.
No, it was when we were digging that garden in Piss House, and we found the dead dog. And instead of
yeah.
just leaving it there because it was super shallowly buried, we just dug it up. And it was not fully gone, my friends. Some of it was wax.
Yeah.
And we're not going to go into it. I'm just going to say that shit is sticky and it smells bad.
It is a bad time.
Now, was it flammable?
I did not try. Because
Why was that
why
your
would you
first
want to
thought?
catch that on fire? I almost puked with it just hanging out.
R&D reasons.
Are we trying to make dog candles?
I'm so upset right
We're
now.
trying to weaponize dead dogs.
Anywho, moving on. The video I was referring to was from Ask a Mortician.
Yeah, that's what I was talking
Yeah, her video on the New England vampire panic is really good.
about. Yeah.
Go check that out.
And I think it's really interesting. Speaking of decomposition, it's such we still don't know an insane amount of about decomposition because we're so quick to embalm people that we're basically like stopping people from decomposing. So when it happens in the wild, even scientists today are still like, huh.
Oh, that's why we have all the different like body farms, because there's that big facility down in Tennessee. There's stuff in Texas. I think I read an article that there's places in Australia starting to have body farms where scientists can kind of just yeet a corpse into a field and be like, all right, let's see what happens.
I think I've always heard them called rot farms, which sounds so much cooler.
Yeah.
But yeah, that shit's cool. Like I read a couple articles about them one time, and they like put them in all sorts of stuff. Sometimes they'll get like big like abandoned refrigerator units and shove a corpse in that and put it in a field.
Yeah,
or
just kind of chick it into a pond.
yeah, it's cool. It's cool shit.
Yes. And I think if you want to donate your body to those specifically, you have to go fill out a form with the universe. It's a whole thing. Prep for your deaths. Do it.
Yeah,
I want to be plasticated, like put the bodies in a museum, cut me up into like 13 different pieces and explode it. I hear it's pretty hard to get into that. Though.
Yeah, it
You have
is.
to have a pretty unique body.
I'm just like, tree pod would be fun.
Yeah, I want to be one of those tree pods where they like,
Yeah, they slurry you up and put you at, yeah.
yeah, and then you get to be like a cool big tree. You get to pick the tree type, I think.
Yeah.
I'd want to be a sequoia.
I want to be red oak.
That'd be nice. Also, the fungus suits. I'm sorry, Sarah. You're trying to stay
No,
on
you're
topic.
good.
But
I
have you
am.
guys seen
Good
the
content.
mushroom suits?
No.
They're fucking super cool. They're like essentially a suit they put your corpse in that have like hundreds of thousands of spores of these different kinds of mushrooms. And they take it and they chuck it in a field. And the mushrooms break down your body. They break down the heavy metals that are in your body. Some of them, from what I hear, they were working on prototypes that like some mushrooms can actually help clean up radioactive material. And so they put your body in this thing and chuck it in a radioactive field, and then your body starts a colony of fungus that's mycela, I believe is the
Yeah,
word. Mycela spreads around and then cleans up radioactive materials, cleans up heavy metals, like just revitalizes whole ecosystems. It's really fucking cool.
Okay, I want to do that now.
Yeah,
That's
right.
different.
Yeah, you should look into it.
It's
Everybody,
rad as fuck.
put your body in a mushroom suit and let someone throw it in a field.
Yeah, if our podcast teaches you anything, it's how to become a mushroom.
Yes, but the one of the pinnacle, I would say, of our canonical understanding of the vampire comes from Dracula.
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 A Dracula.
A
Yeah.
Dracula.
Yeah. Yes. This novel came out a little bit after the vampire panic in New England, so there might have been some inspo there, I think. But Dracula, when it was written, came out at the end of the Gilded Age, which was like a big economic boom with the Industrial Revolution in the 1800s, and that started to slide down, and then all this gothic shit started to happen.
Wow, I wonder what that's like.
I really wonder what that's like.
I totally have never experienced it.
Yeah, Dracula happened during a time period where there's rising concerns about the economic collapse, rise of new technological age, and social fears about immigration and East versus West. I have no idea what that's like.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That must be a crazy way to live.
Spooky time. Blood drinking in the novel is fairly linked in with the concept of sex.
Dracula and its ties to sex are really interesting. I have a academically annotated version of the book that I've been reading, but that'll have to be its own episode. Also, he was just kind of an insane man. There are other journals he wrote that imply that he believed parts of the story were true. There are also people who
like
believe
Stoker?
Yes.
Oh.
There are also people who believe that the book is secretly about his love affair with Oscar Wilde. There's a lot of different meanings that this book could have.
Does that mean that Bram Stoker is Mina Harker?
Not necessarily. There is some interesting
Could be Lucy.
commentary about the women's movement in the time period based off of how Stoker categorized like Lucy and Mina, but that's a whole other fucking argument.
So what you're trying to tell me, Hunter, though, sorry, Sarah,
No, you're good.
is that Bram Stoker might have been slamming in the back of his Dracula.
With Oscar Wilde.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, I thought he had Bram Stoker was like worked in theater and he had like a theater partner, like they managed a theater together, and they might have also been, roommates.
Confirmed bachelors.
Yes. But yeah, the treatment with blood transfusions in the novel are interesting because blood transfusions at the time were like cutting edge, like super new technology. That Dr. Van Helsing is like, yeah, bro, I can do this. We can save your bitch. Let's go. And the way that everybody interacts with it is interesting because all three of Lucy's suitors and Van Helsing contribute to the blood transfusions to keep her alive. And there's talk in the book about how, we need to not tell her fiance because this might seem a little apropos to be giving her blood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because giving someone blood is the same as fucking them.
Yeah, and basically it kind of
you're getting inside them.
Yeah, that literally, like, yes. And this, that kind of gives them like a blood marriage and ties all three of the suitors and Van Helsing to Lucy. So that's why that's the crew that goes and gets her to stab her so she doesn't like kill more children. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, and it mirrors Dracula's like 3 brides. And I'm like, that's really interesting. This is really cool.
Yeah, yeah. So does that make them blood brothers?
Kinda.
It makes them blood husbands. I want somebody to figure out what their blood types were because they all were able to safely give blood to her.
Well, no, that's the thing is there is potentiality. If it wasn't for Dracula doing the feeding thing, they might have just fucking killed her because they didn't. The blood typing wasn't a thing at that point. They're just like, put the juice in there. They go.
And Dracula actually sucks the juice back out.
So technically they were kind of snowballing Dracula?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go. Just
Thanks,
in case
Hunter.
Hunter's like, no, I'm not putting it there.
No, that'll go in.
No, it'll go. The other thing with like vampirism in the Dracula novel that I find interesting, and it does tie into feeding, is that vampirism is a curse that you have to allow to happen to you. Because it's not so much like Dracula going out and attacking people as so much as you have to he has to ask to be invited in.
Oh, yeah.
He'll harass you, but, if you go along with it, it is your choice to succumb.
Right.
And I'm just like,
That reminds me of a lot of senators.
yeah, there's a lot of theming in that where I'm just like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's really cool, but uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
If you need a good picture for your tower-related kindred for your game, just look up the Twitter page "Fucked Up Looking Senators." And you can find a lot of corpse-looking old men and women to use for your vampires.
You have 2 bangers. You have Ted Cruz and Jeff Sessions.
No, those are like the C+ of the world of fucked up looking senators.
I feel really bad that we're segueing into my recommendation film. The video essay that I watched to give more insight into the Dracula novels from Atun Shea. He's like a historical YouTuber, film guy. He does a lot of really good breakdowns of things from the Revolution era and the Civil War and shit. And he did an hour-long essay about Dracula specifically.
Cool.
And it's very good. And it also has some implications on the tie-ins to COVID-19 and shit. And I'm just
Very cool.
It's very cool. He did not have to go that hard on the Dracula costume either. I was just like, sir, this is not fair. This is not fair. Fuck you. But yeah. So the kind of the crux in a lot of the vampire mythos is because up until super recently in humanity, the seat of the human soul was in the heart. That's kind of where you as a person, your soul lived. So therefore, your blood, since it travels through the heart, is kind of quasi-soul-esque adjacent. So feeding on somebody is essentially taking in part of their soul.
Yeah, that's why I hate getting pictures taken of me.
Because of your soul?
Yeah, it takes parts of my soul.
Yeah. Well, I was saying there's a kind of an interesting split in modern times because we've switched what makes you a person medically from the heart to your brain. Yeah, that flip happened, I think, 1968. Some U.S. medical groups all right, we're going off brain waves because we got machines that could pump your heart, but you're just kind of there.
Yeah.
And that's really sad and fucked up. And that doesn't seem alive. That doesn't seem like a person, really.
Terry Schiavo.
Yeah. The advent of the vegetative state shift our focus to being like, okay, we gotta go by brainwaves now. So that can lead to some interesting implications in vampire mythos, because it's just like, okay, well, is the soul really in your head? What is that? What does Diablo actually mean? All that kind of stuff. I'm just like,
I think the soul and like consciousness in general are kind of the thorn in all of science's side anyway.
yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah, no, because there's just an interesting point in like death where you're just like, okay, this is person, then suddenly like this is not.
Why not? What happened?
Where's that flip? What is happening?
Yeah, when did it stop being a thing?
Yep.
Well, the higher...
Well, it's still a thing. It's just a hunk of meat now.
To me, the whole more interesting side of spirituality is, self-awareness. Does this continue outside of this body in any sort of way or have any sort of connection?
Right.
That's
Yeah, which
kind of what's still left to prove or not prove.
yeah, which in like our world is like an interesting thing to like do science and discussions about. Unfortunately, in World of Darkness, there are ghosts and shit. So
Hold on. You're telling me there aren't ghosts here?
not scientifically. I'm not saying that the phenomena doesn't deserve research and we're looking into, but like,
Deal.
you know, I'm not.
John's like,
Deal.
I'll take
it.
that.
I do not have enough data to confirm or deny ghosts.
All right.
If I must shoulder this burden, if
I will be
I
the one.
have to.
Yeah, I have a whole episode I'm working on about like World of Darkness and cosmology and the other things that aren't vampire.
And if folks are kind of interested in the shift on focus between death coming from the heart versus the brain, the video essay Rationalizing Brutality, the Cultural Legacy of the Headshot, done by Jacob Geller on YouTube. Fucking good. It is so good. It does really, gets into, how doing a shooting in a video game with headshots can have a little bit of effect on how we're viewing things in our world and vice versa, and where personhood sits in the body and death, and it's really good. Honestly, recommend it. But during gameplay, we've gotten through all the faffing about.
Yeah.
What the fuck does a feeding scene mean? Why thing? I would say make sure that your players are cool with whatever scene you're going to be running for your games, because as we've discussed, just the baseline mythos gets into death and mortality and disease and sexual overtones, and some folks are just not going to be in the mood for that shit.
Not to mention any sort of feeding scene is going to be on some level power dynamic. Mm-hmm. Forced or coerced or agreed upon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can even get into some interesting commodification themings, because, people are like, I'm going to go with the blood bag option. I'm hurting no one then. And I'm like, ha ha ha, I'm going to make you feel sad.
Do you know how many children it took to make your blood bag in China?
Right. Or, the exploitation of the poor by them literally having to sell their bodily fluids to be able to make rent.
Do you think the vampire blood farm has suicide nets?
Probably.
Now that I brought the mood up.
Now that you brought the mood up. Yeah. But there's also, vampire feeding scenes in particular, past and present, have been used to skirt morality censorships. Because, can't show people fucking, certainly can't show the gays fucking, but if it's a dude biting another dude's neck, that's not sexual at all. They're just biting.
I've never bit anyone's neck during sexy times.
I've never bit someone's
Okay,
neck
alright.
outside of sexy times.
That's accurate. I cannot think of a time I ever bit somebody on the neck and I wasn't horny.
Anyway,
I guess you're right.
I was just doing the mathematic equation. I'm like, do we still classify it as sexy time if it's only makeout time?
That's sexy adjacent.
if you're getting like, hey, then it counts.
Even if it's not on the on-ramp to Fucktown?
You don't have to penetrate for it to be called sexy time.
Okay,
if
just
sexy time could just be use some lavender candles and some smooth jazz.
Hell yeah.
okay.
And a bathtub.
Thank you, Hunter. Now I'm just picturing you with your forearm across your face, some lavender candles just noshing down on yourself. You're just like, oh yeah.
Lavender is my favorite scent. But
Really?
Wearing a lavender shirt, I took a shot in the dark.
Look, he's a refined gentleman.
I've been really
I
digging
have
Palo
Brit,
Santo recently.
But back to what Sarah
Get a
was
towel.
saying. Really interesting. If you look up the specific movement, especially in France, of lesbian vampire films,
There's a lot of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot more than you'd think when you scratch the surface.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
I'm still really sad. So almost 10 years ago at this point, when we all lived in Punk House and had the communal Xbox 360 with the Netflix on it. Yeah. This is back when Netflix didn't have their own materials. So they were just like getting licenses for whatever. So they would give you these recommended categories. And I still love that we got the oddly specific category of lesbian French vampire films from the 70s. And there was enough of those bitches to have several for like a full category list. And I was just like, God damn. It was great. Yeah.
That should have been right then is when we should have realized that the algorithms would take over the world.
Yeah, we're just like, this is oddly specific.
I would also like to just throw in a really interesting video if that's the kind of scene you want to get into. A YouTuber called Kazro did a really interesting video exploring queer history of the West.
Yeah, I saw that. It was really good.
But one thing they talk about that is how, well, male homosexuality was always viewed as negative. Feminine homosexuality was always viewed as like a passing phase, or it's like is almost expected. It's like, you go get yourself a little girlfriend until you get a husband.
Yeah, just, you're lesbian until a man shows up and then just Though, not bullshit thing. So feeding in VTM is described as generally feeling quote unquote good universally, unless you're a Hakata, then that's spooky and painful. Get fucked. That's your clan bane.
Have fun. Hopefully you find a pain sled.
This I have found, depending on who your ST is and who your plays are, can either be extraordinarily horny or just kind of like, well, they're high now. You can kind of calibrate that for however you want your game to be. So
yeah, I mean, it's all about your player's preference. Like we said, talk to him about it. Like, I don't mind like someone being like a seduction scene, but I don't want to see like a sex scene. So like, that's kind of where my line is like, oh yeah, you flirted with this girl and then fade to black. Cool. Oh, you got your blood back. Cool.
yeah.
That's kind of my preference there, but your group might have a little more fun sinking their teeth into it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, this is a pun. You all
Sorry,
right?
that got me. It really did. I don't know why. This is why consent sheets and session zeros are important, so you have an idea of how to calibrate things in your game, and also not every feeding scene has to be done beat by beat, every session, every time.
No, and I think I suggested it last episode too, but if I were to ST, I would probably give each player a rotation. In each game, you focus on one person, they get a feeding scene, expand upon their character, and then next week you can do it for another player. Kind of keep it even, but if you got 4 players and everyone's doing like a full feeding scene, 10 minutes each, that's already maybe an hour of your gameplay.
Right.
Just getting people to like notch up 1 point of blood on their character sheet.
Yeah, because at least in my playing of V5 as opposed to previous systems, people tend to be a lot more up on making sure that they are feeding regularly, because they're just like, I'm at hunger 3. Oh, fuck. I gotta go get a snack.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that goes from 0 to 100 as a
Alec
problem
gets
really
to
quick.
hunger too when it's like, uh-oh, guys, I might get hangry. I better watch out.
if you're at a higher hunger, yeah, they better find a way to feed. You're gonna have to play that out, but
Yeah, not that that isn't, fodder for fun and adventures. But also, yeah, I generally recommend like doing check-ins as an ST with the session. It does not have to be a formal check-in where you sit down and go, okay, guys, so how's everybody feeling about doing just talk with people like they're normal and just be like, okay, cool. Somebody in the group is having real issues with their relationship. Maybe, don't go so hard on them in the story, or, if something in the plot is tying into things that might be in their personal life, just like, okay, we're going to steer away from that for a little bit. Or, you can just roll the predator types and just kind of scoot about things.
yeah, I mean, it is kind of an opinion of like internet dorks. But, like, I do kind of agree, like, I don't come to play D&D for it to be a group therapy session, but at the same time, you can still be, like, compassionate and keep in mind the needs and wants of your friends. We're not going to sit down and be like, all right, we're playing this vampire game to work at you through your new breakup, Eric. But at the same time, like,
This new breakup might be hard, so let's not, like, have Eric's character be in, like, a really intense romantic situation.
Yeah. Or just like, Hey Eric, as the ST, it's like, hey, Eric's been going through some shit. What's a character goal that he's wanted? Maybe I can scoot that along a little bit more, or being like, hey Eric, you want to go beat the shit out of this guy who's a dick? He's being a dick. I'm gonna fuck wide open. Go for it. You can have this. And
There will probably be little to no repercussions this time. He kind of deserves it.
yeah, everything in the story is being like, do it. You'll feel better, Eric. Do it. I don't know why we're picking on Eric. If there's an Eric listening, I'm sorry.
I literally
What
picked-
we're trying to say is, Eric, we're here with you, buddy.
yeah.
And
Yes.
just to balance it out, fuck you, Eric.
You were better than her. You don't need her, Eric.
Throw the whole girl away.
The whole girl.
Sometimes, Sarah, you might have to do that after a feeding scene.
What?
Throw
The
Eric
whole
away.
girl boy.
Yeah, depending on how the feeding scene goes.
Getting into that, though.
Yes. Players and STs can lean into your predator types and your feeding scenes as a way to color the story or to add tension. Use it. Do it. It's great. You have options for, characters in the coterie could have issues with the way that each other feeds.
If someone's a really hardcore, like, consensualist, and then the other person's an alley cat, and they're like, hey, I gotta go feed, I'll be right back. And the consensualist turns around, and the other guy's just beating the shit out of somebody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could even have, even excluding a consensualist, you could have, people who are sirens or Osiris's that prefer a more subtle way of going about things. And they might find, somebody who's an alley cat to be a bit, brutish and coarse and a little unnecessary.
Yeah. Ugh, gross.
Gross. Why?
Or even some of the feeding flaws you can get and placing them against. Like, maybe someone prefers to get consent, but they're also an organivore.
Hey, can I have your kidney?
You end up like that guy who ate that man's penis.
Yeah.
On Craigslist?
Oh, no, you don't know that story?
The German guy.
I thought they met on Craigslist.
Did they meet on Craigslist? I
They
know
maybe did.
I think it was just a forum where everybody
Oh.
was just into that
Gotcha.
erotic cannibalism.
I mean, that'd be the place to be if you were an organivore
True.
and a consensualist. You'd have
Germany?
to work. Also, yes.
Probably. Yeah. And you could also have things where like something's coming up in the plot, so your characters can't like feed safely. Like you're in a part of town where you're just like, I'm in the rich area. There's no one outside. No one is ever fucking outside. You can't just grab somebody. So if
You
you
just gotta wait for the dog walkers.
Or even worse, out like for some reason you're playing a game in the out west, and you're like, well, you got to go out to Skinwalker Ranch. First of all, just say no. But second, there's no humans out there.
So, you just they have to get 2 deer. And it was
Yeah.
hard enough getting 1 deer. They're fast.
They are.
Deer are fast. And
Hopefully,
they're
you got a
assholes.
gang girl who can be like, hey, yo, buddy, come here.
Come here. Ayo, girl.
And some werewolf's like, hey, that was my favorite deer.
And you're just like, see? Plot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. And hunting scenes are also, as we've said, a great way to spotlight a individual character, the narrative, and could do a slice of life. Like, all right, so this is what their evening routine is, and helps flesh out a character outside of, hi, I'm a brooding asshole in a trench coat.
How do you distinguish
Wait,
yourself from all
beyond
the
that?
12 others?
Beyond that, you can go beyond the trench coat.
You can get a katana.
Hey.
Oh, shit.
All right, calm down, Ben Shapiro.
Can I get some of those little round sunglasses?
Hey,
Honestly,
don't knock the
I
round
do love
sunglasses. I
those.
lost mine, and I'm really sad about it.
No.
Now, how
Yeah.
tiny were the sunglasses?
They're
They
pretty small.
covered my eye socket.
Okay, not a douchebag. Got it.
Now, did the metal frame match the blade of your katana?
Did you have metal
Shit,
frame
yeah, I did.
sunglasses? 10,000 folded times Nippon steel.
I hate this. But yeah, so small note about feeding scene complications. If you are doing like a predator pool for your feeding scene, because you can either roll the predator pool and just be like, okay, you went out hunting, you got that many successes, that's how many units of hunger you can reduce, or you can use that to flavor how well the scene goes. I've done that. It's very entertaining. If there is a messy crit, winning at a cost or bestial failure, it might be better for the ST to have the complication kick in later. Like the scene in the moment went fine, but because, you might be doing a character spotlight and you're like, fuck, I don't want the game to be like an hour of just dealing with Eric. Eric's a great guy. I know he's going through some shit. But like, fuck, everybody else is going to get bored. So you'd be like, okay, cool. You do your feeding scene like normal. And then later on in the plot, you could have
The
Oh,
person
no.
remembered it and knows what happened.
Yeah, this is a cool little note from the core book that I thought was a cool idea, where it's like, yeah, no, you have a feeding scene, and then oh no, you accidentally did a full slurp, and they're dead. Now you have to throw away the whole girl. That could come up later in the plot as like
Or there was a camera in that alley.
exactly, or somebody else saw you.
No one thinks. People just think you're a murderer right now, but they're looking for you as a murderer right now.
Yeah, or the person you fed on was nervous because some weirdo was following them, and they had their phone on record in their pocket.
And now the audio of you feeding on them is...
A thing.
Oh, the weirdest ASMR.
It's on Facebook Live.
No. Oh fuck! No, they'll be fine. Who uses Facebook?
I don't know. That's the sketchiest thing I think I ever did.
What?
I called... Remember the Facebook Live killer?
Yeah.
Me and my buddy called him.
What?
Yeah.
Wonder why?
He posted his phone number. We're like, well...
How'd that conversation go?
It didn't really go.
Did he answer?
It answered and then hung up immediately.
Okay. I was just like, buddy, what the fuck?
I did it.
Hunter, what the fuck? No.
Put the pressure on. All right.
Yeah.
Solving crimes.
Dude, I was going to take him down.
Yeah, I believe you.
He was in Ohio. I was like,
You're going to drive over there, give him the people's elbow?
Well, your first mistake was going to Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you go to Ohio?
No.
Look, we all know that.
We're from Indiana. We can't talk.
Yeah,
too much
well,
shit.
Yeah.
at least Ohio has the fun of being like a place of eldritch horrors. We're just dumb.
I will kidnap these motherfuckers and take them to Arkansas and watch them stop talking shit.
I've been to Arkansas.
Yeah.
I almost got arrested in Hot Springs.
I believe
What
that.
were you
I
doing?
broke into an abandoned hotel/casino.
Oh, yeah,
That was in the downtown district. Of course, that's where all the fucking cops are.
So you know the one I'm talking about.
probably.
There's like 5 of them.
Also, I licked the Bill Clinton wax statue at the Wax Museum there. I don't know
And
if that
that's how
picture's still
COVID
around.
started.
Why'd you like Bill?
We got stuck in Hot Springs for a day, and there was a wax museum and an old hotel. That's like the 2 things to do.
They had hot springs.
Those cost money. Licking Bill Clinton
No,
was
they
like
don't.
$5.
No, dude, the downtown is like right up against a fucking state park. You could have just walked and like gone look at nature and shit for free.
There's like
I didn't
2.
know
He wanted to lick Bill Clinton.
I'm
Do
not
not
saying
judge
he
him
couldn't
for
lick
that.
Bill
There is
Clinton.
a state park and a mountain. You could have gone to either of
He
those.
didn't see no
and
mountain.
You
Prove it.
You chose
You
to
live
lick.
the entrance to the park is literally across the street from the wax museum. Like it's right there. Y'all are drunk as
The
shit.
casino was cool.
The casino probably was cool.
I'd go there. I'd break into an old casino.
So when you are doing these feeding scenes, as I had mentioned before several times, there are predator pools that are aligned with the predator types. These are more as guidelines and actual rules. They exist on page 307, if you want to use them for reference. Basically, the pool is some sort of attribute with some sort of skill.
An attribute and a skill
Yes.
at the same time.
Yes.
Not a skill
Pretty
and a
much
skill?
like every other pool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Not an attribute and an attribute?
Yeah. Nah, because I've run some games where people are like, can I do these 2 things? I'm like, I know that gives you the biggest pool, but that's literally not what it is. So how about this other one instead? I'll give you a bonus dot for what you're doing because you put some thought into it, and but I'm not going to give you 12 dice to rule this pool. Fuck
Not
you.
an attribute in animal bones?
If you're somehow rolling over 10 dice, you've done something wrong mechanically.
Nah, it depends on what you're doing.
I was about to say, one of the stream game characters I have, his tech pool is 10 dice.
Yeah, I said
Just-
over 10. Mechanically, attribute plus skill should be 5 and 5, 10.
Oh, then
And
Well, then
maybe
you might get
11
bonuses.
if
If you
you
get
also
specialty.
get a bonus. But
yeah.
Equipment bonuses, specialty bonuses.
Yeah. If you're doing a performative thing, you can go well above that because you might have things where it's like, oh, you have the looks merit where it's a social role, so you get to add that stuff and blah, 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 blah.
I don't know if V5 has it, but I know 7th C has. If you get to a dice pool that is over 10 dice, it's just a flat plus 10 bonus to whatever you roll
Yeah.
for every dice over.
This doesn't have
No.
it, but it
Yeah,
is
sorry.
like there
95,
is a rule that's like if you have so many dice above the required success, then you automatically win.
Yeah,
right?
if your dice pool is basically double what the success, like the difficulty would be, you can just basically like do the D&D equivalent of take a 10.
Yeah.
You just like, yeah, you just do that. You can roll if you want to do extra good, or you're feeling spicy and you're like, I might fuck this up.
Yeah.
But, players are allowed to suggest a different predator pool depending on what the situation is, because the predator pool might be like, oh, it's supposed to be strength and brawl, and you're like, well, actually, I'm trying to do like a hardcore parkour and like jump on them, so can I roll dex instead? I'd be like, you know what, sure, why not? Let's see. That is
Only
fine.
if your character yells parkour as he flies toward them
Yes.
to instill that extra bit of fear.
I might lower the difficulty for that. But yeah, keep in mind that disciplines, advantages, and flaws might affect the pool total, because there might be some situations where you're trying to do a thing and then your flaws come in and go, oh no. Mm-hmm. Oh no, Greg's here. Fuck.
I've always hated Greg. I hate him so much that I can't really concentrate on the things around me when he's around.
But yeah, so if you're setting the difficulty for these predator pools, they're set by the ST. These are usually secret, but if you feel like sharing, that's fine. You can do that. You're the ST. It's your world. Do what you want.
Yeah.
If you want some suggestions on how difficult feeding should be in certain areas of the city or the narrative, there is a table on page 308 to give you ideas of like, hey, so you can add the difficulty plus or minus, being like, oh, you're in a crowded bar, you're in a suburban area, you're in an industrial park. Gives you some ideas on how to set that up. And the number of successes you get on the predator pool is the number of hunger that may be removed.
Nice.
Yeah. You can just do that as a flat, like, okay, Eric's going to go hunting. We're going to roll the pool. You got 3 successes. All right, you can get rid of 3 hunger. Nothing bad happened.
I'm sorry, I've been playing too much Magic recently,
Yes.
so I got to ask the semantics on this.
Yeah.
Up to 3
Yes.
dots or 3 dots?
Up to.
Okay, cool. Just
So,
making sure.
Yeah, because
3 or
I
less.
I haven't seen anything in the rules that says, like, okay, so if you have hunger 2 and you get 3 successes, you don't have to go down to hunger 0 at that point. You can elect to be like, I just need to get rid of the 2. Because I think it's fucked up as an ST to be like, oh yeah, you have a character that really cares about the sanctity of mortal life and they don't want to kill anybody. And they just happen to roll really well in a feeding pool. And you're like, well, I guess you killed somebody, get fucked.
Yeah, that would suck.
That's...
Yeah, I'd want to stop.
Unless
playing
they
in that
get like a bestial fail or like
Yeah,
a
if-
messy crit.
There we
Then
go.
at that point, I'd be like, okay, cool, you fucked, you done goofed.
You're right.
And you can narratively be like, okay, you definitely killed this guy, or you can hone in on the scene and be like, okay, you're feeding on this guy, your beast is starting to win, you might kill this guy, I'm going to have you do a resolve and composure roll to see if you can stop it or not.
Right.
So at least there's some like...
Especially if it's going to fuck with somebody's conviction, like it'd be nice to give them a second shot, because it's like, I'm just trying to eat. Like
Yeah.
something I literally have to do mechanically.
Yeah, and now the complication is like, okay, well, you have this guy, he's unconscious, he's probably going to die if you don't get him to a hospital now, so
Right.
good luck.
Throw him in the car, just drop him off in front.
Throw the whole boy away.
Yep. Throw the whole boy away. He's got to go.
All right, so we have a small list of rapid fire common mechanics questions with feeding. This is shit people have asked me 100 times. We're just going to go through them right now.
But what if I have a herd?
Players with herds can feed without having to roll the predator pool.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. ST should make a point of highlighting any potential moral issues pertaining to collecting blood dolls. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So the bigger the pool, the more often you can feed from it without having to roll.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're relying on it too much, you can add some complications or temporarily take herd dice away from the pool. Just being like, okay, cool. Your herd pool is 3. You've been using it a lot. You're temporarily going to be down to 2 for the next couple of sessions just so people can fucking recover.
Right.
Or I'm going to take the dot away permanently.
Okay, now, I haven't run into this yet with Alec, and you're my storyteller, so you cannot
Yes.
answer these questions if you don't want to.
We'll see what's up.
But moral implications. He's consensualist. He goes and like, well, one, his goal is like his main
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But goes to club, finds people who are like, yeah, drink my blood.
Fuck me up, Vladdy.
Yeah,
I killed him.
I quit the podcast. Bye, guys.
No, come back. I'm
We
sorry.
have openings.
But yeah, like, I personally like, I mean, I can rationalize it through Alec's brain, where that doesn't really have moral implications. He's still asking them if it's cool. He was into BDSM before he became a vampire. He's just doing what he did anyway. He's just
There's
you
just
know,
extra
eating.
steps.
Yeah, there's just extra steps
Yeah.
now.
If I'm beaten, I'm eating.
Exactly, right. So could you give examples of what you think moral implications could come up with him?
Yeah.
Other than he
there-
accidentally kills somebody.
Oh yeah, there could be some like Hunter mentioned way at the beginning of this where there's like power dynamic issues where it's like, yeah, if Alec is known as like a cool like a figurehead in the scene, like people are just like, oh yeah, he's like a big deal, and then there's people like throwing themselves at him because they want the attention or they just think he's really cool and we just really want to
They want
There
the
is-
status of
yeah,
like, oh, well,
there's
I hung out with him.
potentialities there for abuse of, you know, they could offer things outside of like, okay, cool, this scene was really good, I appreciate it, and they're just like, hey, I could hook you up and and all sorts of things. Or if Alex starts to lose humanity, there could be like he doesn't care as much about the consent with these people over time because it's like, well, they're throwing themselves at me, like they're
Obviously
clearly
want it.
they're obviously consenting,
Yeah.
whether
Okay,
they really
okay.
are or aren't.
Right.
Yeah, so
Cool, thanks.
cool. I can
And
make
there's
it
a live example, everybody.
yeah, I can make you feel sad about a lot of things.
Yeah, but
I do that by myself.
what if I feed from blood bags?
Players with blood bags can feed without having to roll a predator pool, but may have to roll due to a lack of readied access.
Oh.
So I've run into a couple situations where players have tried to abuse the blood bag thing. I don't like that.
Bro, you can't say 7 hunger dice.
No, you can.
Easily. Well,
I'm saying is if you're gonna have a reserve of blood bags, you need to keep track of that shit. You need to keep track of who you're getting that from, where that's coming from. Because like in the real world, like we are constantly having blood shortages in medical fields. Like you think your happy ass is gonna be able to just pop down to the 7-Eleven and just get the shit?
Yeah, and not only that, but like you're carrying a big sack of liquid. So if your character is trying to carry blood bags on them, not just have them in their haven or even in like a cooler in their car, but like, yeah, I've got it like on the inside jacket of my character. Like if you take like a couple bashing damage, I might make you roll to see if that blood bag gets popped. I might let you mitigate a point of damage and instead have that happen, but now you're literally dripping like a half gallon of blood out of your shirt.
Which
And,
that's
like-
either a hindrance or a solution.
It's like a black comedy moment, but that would fuck you up if you're in like downtown Chicago and somebody kicks you in the chest and now there's like half a gallon of blood
Basically, a
dripping.
liter bag just popped on you. Yeah.
Nah, I was wine bagging it.
No, it's okay. The Chicago
It's fine.
will be fine.
Just pour the
Yeah,
just wine canning it.
Yeah.
So like
Space bags.
I don't know if you've ever seen someone gotten hurt bad enough to where it smells, but like an entire liter of blood is gonna fucking stink. Like there's a lot more to keep in mind when you're carrying stuff around in bags than just like, yep, I got it and done. Like
No.
Like I think a lot of the Capri Sun jokes are fucking hilarious, but I'm just like, you probably should have a cooler in your bag or in your car to keep that shit in. And then I as an S teen go, what if somebody stole the car?
Bum bum bum.
Yeah.
They die.
and even if it is bagged, you know, there might be a scene where someone's like, why do you smell like dirty nickels?
Right. Or, you know, somebody happens to like look through your things and then they're just like, why do you have 4
Bags of blood.
that aren't even really labeled? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I would be
Not
much
even medical.
Yeah, like I would be kind of sussed out if somebody, if like I went to somebody's house and they had a medical bag of blood. Like that's fucking weird, but at least if it has like the labeling on it, I could be like, okay, maybe
You could rationalize
you
it.
could rationalize in some way, depending
know-
on how they're sourcing this. Maybe from the circulatory system, it might be in a medical bag, but it doesn't have any fucking labels on it. And I'm like, that's more sus.
Yeah, I was about to say, you could just have some sketchy guy just be like, you don't know when you need an extra liter of blood.
Right. It's like, well, if you're playing a character who's like a street medic kind of a guy, where it's like, oh yeah, I get hired by gangs and all sorts of people to like just be on hand to be a doctor. Okay, you can kind of
Sure.
hand wave that, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fucking weird, but
But what if you eat flesh?
yes, there is a flaw that requires you to eat flesh. Players who are organivores still have to roll predator pools along with keeping with their feeding flaw. So, organivore, you have to eat organs at least once a week on top of all of your blood requirements.
When they turn.
Brutal.
Yeah.
When they turn an old clan bane into a hindrance that everybody can take.
So I have a question with that. Implication wise. So obviously in Organivore you have to eat dead flesh. Mm-hmm. Does that mean other vampires can eat flesh and they just don't do it? Because I know there are feeding issues. Like say just some Nosferatu wants to like have a bite of man steak. If he's gonna have some long pork from dinner, but he's not an Organivore, can he eat dead flesh? Or is it only the Organivores can eat the flesh and it not turn to ash in their mouth?
Organivores are required to, I think, I know there's like chunks of Hakata that also get around their feeding Bane by consuming the dead. Far as I know, if you're just a regular ass kindred and you're like, I'm gonna eat this raw liver,
You're still gonna throw
you're
it.
probably gonna vomit.
I mean, yeah, at that point, what's the difference between eating human liver or pork liver or cow liver or any other liver?
Yeah, I was gonna say
A liver's a liver.
I would say then, just in game, like I would assume people would look down on that even more than they look down on like people who feed on rats and birds and animals.
Oh yeah,
It's like that's an even further down. Just like what the fuck?
The fuck's wrong with you? Yeah, because I, in the Chronicles, played a Niktuku.
Oh.
It was a good time. But yeah, I try to play a moral Niktuku, so I ate a lot of fucking chickens. So
It doesn't have to be human. It just has to be meat.
Depending on
or
your
an
blood.
organ.
Yeah, depending on your blood potency.
Yeah, because basically in V5, following that logic, if your blood potency hits a certain level, animal stuff's not going to cut it, so you're going to have to eat twice as many chickens, and then suddenly chickens aren't doing it.
Yeah.
And then you have to eat humans. So.
You'd be that trendy person in the neighborhood who keeps chickens, but God, those foxes just keep getting into my hen house.
Yeah.
Until you're like, well, fuck, I gotta go eat my neighbor.
Yep. And people who feed on the dead also have the same thing with the predator pools. And you can eat dead or rancid blood if you have the merits for this or the clan Hekata stuff to go along with that. Basically, consuming flesh does not supplement your need for vitae and vice versa. So this is why it's a flaw and not just an alternate choice.
If somebody wanted to eat rancid or dead or rancid blood, but they also wanted to have like a meal, do you think they could put a bunch of blood in like a Jello mold and just let it congeal fully and then eat it like a Jello?
Okay, so here's the thing about this. That really gets my
How
goat.
long between it's not being vitae?
No, here's the thing. So there is a stream game called Seattle by Night. Doesn't happen in Seattle. It's only one season. It is hosted by Jason Carl. As far as I know, I think it is canon along with LA by Night. Mm-hmm. There's a scene in that, spoilers for Seattle by Night, guys, I'm sorry, where the Toreador in that, he is like a chunky tattoo artist. He's very adorable. I love his face.
I love him.
He laments he can't eat mortal food anymore, but he keeps fucking buying it and just having it around. And he, during a mission, goes to Taco Bell for some fucking reason. And I can't remember if it's a taco or gordita. Either way, he's in a hospital and he throws Taco Bell into a centrifuge spinner with a bunch of vitae and centrifuges it. And he then drinks his taco blood and he rolls and he manages to keep it down. And according to Jason Carl, it kind of somewhat sort of tasted a little bit like Taco Bell along with vitae. So I want to say possibly, but it's a lot of work.
Right. I mean, yeah, you'd have to get the Jello mold. You'd have to put the blood in the Jello mold. You'd have to keep it in the fridge for a couple days while all of it congealed fully,
because I don't know what the ratio of blood to Jello would be for this.
Well, I don't know if you would need the Jello, though. If you just let it sit, it would congeal by itself.
Congeal, yeah. So.
Okay, but that brings up so many questions, because like Jello is just powdered bone, and if you're already eating like dead flesh and organs, would bone have an effect on that? You could make.
I was talking about
Jell-O
like
molds.
somebody who can just drink dead and rancid blood.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean like bone, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because if you want to do a blood Jello shot and you just have like a little cup with just congealed blood in it, yeah, sure, I don't see why not.
Would that count as dead or rancid blood?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
would be
just-
super
I'm just
dead.
triple checking.
Holy shit, that would be so dead.
I'm gonna take that merit, and I'm just gonna eat Jello cakes or blood cakes all the time.
Oh my god.
I'm
It's
thinking
gonna be Jello molds in my fridge. Wow, that's some really dark food coloring you have. Yeah, it is. Don't eat it. It's not very good.
I'm
I
still
was trying
working.
stuff
It's very expensive, and it takes me a long time. Please don't.
It reminds me of those old 50s cookbooks where they just figured out gelatin and they have like the big like ring Jello molds, but it's just like made with like blood and chunks of human flesh. And you're like, oh, that's just hot dogs and beans. Don't
That's
touch
exactly what I was thinking about.
God. It's a salad. I'm like, guys, we in the Midwest need a comment with the fucking salads. I swear to God.
that. Mayonnaise makes it a salad.
No. But yeah,
My burger is a salad.
But my predator type says, just final note on the predator type thing. Predator types are your preferred style. When you pick a predator type, you are not locked in on like, I have to feed this way every fucking time.
We are
Unless
not
it-
all Ventru.
It only matters if it's a prey exclusion thing.
Yeah.
And then you can still hunt. You just have to not hunt the thing that you're like, no.
Yeah, like if you're an alley cat and you're used to like beating people up in the streets, it's like, yeah, you can go to the club and like seduce somebody. That's fine.
If they're into the like, I'm kind of scared of you because you might stab me in an alley. Hey,
Bonus.
bonus.
Nothing wrong with being scare-roused. But yeah, it's mostly your blood potency and your clan banes that are going to directly affect what your abilities are on feeding things, as well as like prey exclusions and whatever your convictions are. Otherwise, go forth. The world
Eat.
is your snack.
Buffet.
Snackster.
Yeah, does anyone have any final thoughts on feeding or predator types? I mean, we could have gone more into examples of like specific feeding types and how you'd roll dice for that, but I think that's something you can kind of figure out organically.
Just look it in the book.
Yeah, it says it in the book.
In the book, but it's also really hard, I feel like, for us to give you a recommendation on what would work best for your table. Like how in depth, how long you want to do that. Like some people might like to roll a single roll and talk it out. Some people might want to play it like it's a combat scene and have like initiative and actually roll out the scene, you know?
This also gives GMs, like, if they're like, I don't have much prepared for the night, be like, we're going to role play our feeding scenes tonight to, you know, flesh out the characters, you know, just let people know what you are, what you're about, like your morals and like what makes you you.
Yeah, you might even be able to get a little something extra out of. Maybe you alley cat someone down and you find something real fucking weird on their body.
Yeah, story hook.
I really liked how they did it in LA by Night. They did a lot of their feeding scenes literally while they were doing other things. Like, you know, they're at Temple of Boom and why am I blanking on her name? The Toreador.
Nelly.
Thank you. And Nellie is like at Temple of Boom conducting business, and then she's like, oh, well, my pet thing is here. I'll be right back. And she goes and makes out with him for a little bit, eats, comes back, and is like, all right, we got to finish business. I just had to take care of him because he wouldn't leave. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's super cool. I like how fluid that was, and like it gave that, like what you were saying, James, it gave that like kind of character and personality to the character and what they kind of are about, but didn't really disturb much.
Yeah, it
Like,
didn't
I thought it
feel
was really
like
cool.
it was a train screech halting moment. It was just like, oh, this flowed.
Yeah.
You can do that in a lot of ways. Like, if, say your coterie is breaking into a warehouse and your coterie alley cat looks out the window and sees someone alone outside and they're like, I'll be right back. And while everyone else is like investigating the warehouse office,
Right.
your character's like beating meat in an alley. So like,
Just add to
We're not
care
talking
of
about
them.
masturbation. We're talking about, unfortunately, the person they're eating,
yeah.
who is made of meat.
Right, or you can even have it happen just organically during a scene, because this game I've been playing with some online friends, we had a situation where this fucking poor gangrel, he's just suffering all the goddamn time, but he ended up being at like Hunger 4, Hunger 5 while we were like trying to be spying on people in like a suburban area, so there was like no one out because it's like fucking 10 o'clock at night. So I, being the good little Banu Hakim that I am, was like, all right, bro, are you going to be able to maintain yourself? And he was just like, no. And I was like, okay, if I were to let you feed off of me, can you stop yourself? And he's like, I don't know if I can. And I just looked at him and went, you better knock my ass out. If you're going to, it's like, because I was also like not in the best of spots at that time. And I was like, look, I cannot have this man freaking out where we are because he's already been like on the police radar. So like we're fucked if he loses his shit. And I, being Banu Hakim and knowing what my banes are, I was like, look, either you need to take one and we're good, or you need to fucking knock my ass out. and just take the whole thing. Like, not
Yeah.
Diablery, obviously, but like just take enough for me to go and then put me in the trunk.
Right. Put me in the trunk. Yeah. And hope that I don't tear myself out.
Well, if you drink me into torpor, like I'm out.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Just gave him a piece of paper like, this is the number to my sire. Just explain to her what happened. And you could have like cool little coterie moments where you're just like in a situation where you're just like, oh, we're fucked. We're fucked. If this guy like loses their shit, like everything, you're like, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last thing you want is like your party Organivore to go into like a frenzy. Mm-hmm. Because that's gonna end up with someone dead.
That's gonna be a little Richard Chasey.
Yeah.
Which actually that brings us to the point, because I don't know if I said it loud enough, but for those curious on the podcast that have been listening, the original clan that had that as a clan band in Old World was the Nagaraja. They had to eat flesh. You can find them in the Bloodlines game. There's one that you find in the basement. She's like,
Oh, the artifact lady?
yeah, that's a Nagaraja. That's what that is her. She is a vampire. That is a clan. And they used to just be like, no, we have to eat flesh.
And now they exist in the Hakata.
Yo.
So if you want to be a toothy bitey boy.
Funny thing is, I think originally, and again, don't quote me because it's been a while since I've read their entry, most of them were women. I think they were a very female clan. Like, I don't think they, like, almost ever embraced men.
Is them and the sirens.
There was the Sisters of Cacophony, and then the Lamouche?
Yeah, Siren Sisters Cacophony.
Yeah.
I thought Lamia were all
Lamia,
ladies,
that
too.
was the one I was thinking of. So it's Lamia is mostly women, Sisters of Cacophony are mostly women, and then the Nagaraja. The Niktuku I played, I was tired of being sexually harassed at the table, so I went, hi, I might have teeth in my vagina. I eat other vampires. Please fuck with me.
The danger fuck.
Yeah, and shockingly, everybody stopped fucking with me. It was great.
Cowards.
But yeah, so I guess thanks, Paralyze, for the music.
Yeah.
Ba-dum. I
I
like it a lot.
Yeah, it's
That's all I'm giving you. You got to go back and listen to the music again.
Or
listen
give
to
it
the
like
next
fucking
episode.
5 seconds. Hunter's gonna edit in some more.
Paralyze exists on the Bandcamp and other places. Go check them out. They are rad. You can bug us on the Twitter at blankbodies. You can also bug us on the Instagram at blankbodiespod. If you think we're cool and jazzy and you want to talk to us about your cool and jazzy products, things you do, stream games, whatever, you can talk to us at blankbodies@gmail.com.
Especially if you're a real vampire.
We still have not found the OGs.
I'm waiting.
Yep.
Maybe one day.
I play video games online on our Discord. I've been playing a lot of Deep Rock Galactic. I'm actually getting not bad at it now.
What's your class?
Scout. I'm a zippy boy.
Of course.
I'm a zippy boy with a sniper rifle and machine pistols. Let's go.
That sounds fun.
Also,
It's a
they
lot
keep
of fun.
trying to find a real vampire. They definitely outed themselves a few
Yeah.
episodes ago.
I just played Driller.
Hell yeah.
Driller's a lot of
Driller is the way to go. What do you get? A flamethrower and drills.
Yes.
How do we get back to the ship at the end of the mission? Give me a second.
I mean, the zip line.
I've never had a problem with that. Yeah, my zip line, I'm just like, boop, 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 boop. I beat Molly to the ship 90% of the time.
Yeah. Normally,
I have no idea.
Normally, I use geometry when I'm playing it on the PlayStation 4, and I'm just like, this is the closest exit. There's a wall, and I just go to 90, stop, and just.
Yeah, no. I've been doing a college, so I've not been doing video games, but we do have a Discord we hang out in.
Yeah, we do a monthly movie night. Our patrons help us select the movie. We did our first one recently. It was really good. We watched A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night.
That movie's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. So yeah, patrons, give us money so we can yell more. And you get some cool stuff because we do hangouts. You have options for character art from me. We have surprise level. That's a joke. You do not have to give us that amount of money. But if you do,
You get blood.
you get a joke. You get a haha from us.
You get a haha.
You get
and
the funniest
technocracy
blood
that's
you'll
been
ever see in your life.
existing.
The funniest blood. Oh,
It is
man.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's a silly boy.
I got it packed up. But yeah, thank you for everyone that has given us the monies to let us do this because it's rad and hopefully we can keep doing stuff.
It helps us out a lot, so we
Yeah.
really appreciate that.
And we're still paying off these mics, I think, right?
No, I think we got the.
Oh, okay, thank
We
God.
got our first round of equipment paid off.
Oh
so.
my God.
Also,
Now for round 2.
We can actually get real pop filters instead of these ones I made out of stockings and wire.
Yay!
maybe an extra set of headsets.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
We're doing things.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Why?
Fuck off.
That ended abruptly. Bye. 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 Bye.
E.